Mr. Doug Davis. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good.
Nice to see you. Now, I haven't seen you for a while. What have you been doing?
Well, we've been launching a company called GreyWater Recycling Systems Incorporated.
GreyWater.
So
the dishwasher, the washing machine.
The shower, the tub, everything but the black water, which would be the toilets and the garbage disposal. So we want to collect all that water. We're getting ready to start production now on manufacturing our systems. And we want to be able to collect all that water. You can throw in rain capture water, throw in AC condensate, treat that water, and put it back out for irrigation. Now, right now, you can only...
Not for a consumption.
No. Right now, you can just do that in drip line irrigations. But eventually, you know, especially with the water crisis that we have going on, we want to be able to see the water once it's been treated and able to be used again.
Right.
Let's take it back in to flush the toilets also, because that's about 30%, 28 to 30% of the water consumption in the household.
Is the toilet?
So yeah, because
no
repeated use, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to collect all the water and put it back to use again. We know that we can save up to 50% water conservation. Maybe even upwards to 70% if we can take it back into the house. But that's something that we're hoping to see come in time. Right now, with our coming on board as a new sponsor to Central Valley Talk and the Buzz, we have a special that I want to make sure we get to offer, and that's going to be 10% off of our basic system. The basic system is normally $39.95, so we're taking 10% off of that, and all we're looking for right now is just a $150 deposit. Get your place in line so that when we go to production here in the next 60 to 90 days, you'll be able to be first in line and get one of those systems out there.
Hold on now. Before we start selling it, let's start. Let's talk about how does it work? What exactly are we talking about here?
So what we're talking about in capturing the gray water, right, post-usage water that can be put into, we capture it into our system. We have a catch basin, and this catch basin can be buried underground, so it be ground surface level, and of course that has a purple lid to indicate that it's a gray water system. We run it through a series of filtration, different filtering medias, and we get it back to a quality. We remove all the detergents and the soaps. You know, we get it back to not a potable quality of water, not for drinking use, but for reuse, so that can go back out and work for irrigation. Now our system is.
Does it hook up into another? How do you get it? How do you get it out?
So, well, it just pumps out to the irrigation lines. So, on the drip irrigation, it's an on-demand system.
Okay.
So, now, if you wanted
so
to have a larger reservoir, no. Okay. But if you wanted to have a larger capacity of water on hand, then you could just set up a secondary tank.
And people that have these, how big is the tank?
Well, our basic system is a 50-gallon catch basin, but you can get secondary tanks that go up to 200 gallons, 500 gallons.
I'm just
depending on how much property you have.
I'm kind of thinking out loud here, Doug. I'm thinking, okay, 50 gallons. What could I do with 50 gallons? Well, with 50 gallons, I could water a lot of plants.
Especially in a drip irrigation system.
Right.
You know, and everyone's going drought friendly nowadays, so trying to get away from the lawns, you know, and focus on just the bushes and plant life that can be out there.
Yeah, and it's okay to use this water for your vegetables if you're right. It won't come out in the food.
Well, yeah, no, it's been cleaned. It's treated water,
right.
So yeah, you can certainly water the lawn, water the garden. You'll be all right.
Awesome. But this isn't something that people would even shower in, is it?
Well, you know, eventually they could, if we did take back into the house to that point. I don't see the health department signing off on that one, but we are international, and in other countries where we don't have the constraints that we have here in the United States, certainly can be used. We do bring it back to that quality. Actually, we have a secondary system that, with our technology, we can actually take it back to potable quality. Now, that wouldn't be allowed here in the States. We wouldn't want to promote that. But in a case of an emergency, you know, in where we can help other places in the world where there's a crisis going on, we certainly can bring it back to that quality of water.
How widely used are these in other countries?
They're not as well known as they are here in the States.
Really?
So we're looking to change that.
Okay.
We're being very well received. We've got projects that we're being approached on in a number of different countries. Cuba's opening up, right? We've got Dubai over in the Middle East, Panama, Spain. I've had a call yesterday actually for Puerto Rico. So it's just amazing that how this is starting to snowball. But what I'm really most excited about is working with the developers here in the States. And if we can work with local politicians, and that's something that we're working on now, to get an incentive program in place for the developers, maybe if the planning departments can waive or cut in half a connection fee for the developer, and if they put in a GreyWater system, then the developer hopefully would come out ahead in that scenario. So there's an incentive to implement this type of technology to help with the water conservation that we so desperately need now in this horrible drought that we're still in.
I'm curious, Doug. How intense is the build out on this? Because we're talking about getting into the pipes of the plumbing of the house.
Yeah, in new construction, they're required by code to use purple piping, so it would be a separate set of piping that would be installed to go out to our catch basin. In a retrofit situation, we would just tee off from where the tub is, tee off from the laundry room, and that can go into the catch basin along with the rainwater and the AC condensate where it's allowed. Some counties don't allow it. Every county is very specific. It's all jurisdiction driven as far as what can be done, what can't be done. We'd like to see some uniformity throughout the state because it's a state issue, but we're working on that.
In the old days, they we're just going to run a pipe 200 feet out in the property, and
right.
all the GreyWater goes in there. The ground supposedly is going to filter that out. By the time it gets down to the well and comes back through through our faucets, it's okay.
Yeah, well, we have, fortunately now, we've got the technology where we can utilize the advanced filtration so that we know the quality of water is actually better than the original source water. And where we have a patent with our system is that if there's a component failure for any reason, or if there's a power outage, the system diverts itself back to the original water source. So the property will never be without water.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very important. And back on the build-out issue for the developers, we've designed a system that is more energy efficient and more cost-effective for developers to install than what they might find out there on the marketplace. So we're really excited. We're looking to get to production here in the next 60 to 90 days. And the holdup for that is because we're going through our third-party certification process. So we got to be compliant. We got to be able to make sure the plumbing inspector can sign off. So we're in that process right now. So anybody that would be interested in getting a basic system, they can take advantage of the Central Valley Talk Buzz special and get the 10% off. And it's just a $150 deposit that is refundable or applied towards your purchase.
In the future, do you see these being built into all the new homes?
Absolutely. I mean, that's in a perfect world. That would be my dream, But there are some builders like KB Homes that are introducing this type of system as a standard feature in some of their homes. And we're talking with KB Homes. We're talking with some of the larger builders and developers so that they can see how our system would work with their plumbing schematics and designs, and they can work it out. But eventually, we'd like to be in as many model homes as possible, and we'd love to see the developer have an incentive program in place, like we talked about earlier, so it encourages this type of technology to be installed as a standard feature in the home.
The El Nino's on its way, they say. 1 year is not going to cure anything. Even if it does cure the drought, and we get a few years of it, this won't be the last drought the Central Valley sees. We could probably bank on that.
That's right. And a real important point on that, Chuck, is that it's unfortunate that the drought is happening, but it's very fortunate that we're learning the good habits that we should always have in place. We need to conserve water. It's our most precious resource. And people are taking it for granted. We can't do that anymore.
Doug Davis, always good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Chuck.